Welcome to Tantrums to Talking. In this episode, we're talking all about how to get ahead of tantrums and prevent them, stop them before they even start. Because I see a lot of parenting advice online that the advice is too late because they're asking you to react once the tantrum's already happening, once it's already unfolding. They're already dysregulated, they're already starting to whine, scream, cry, fall on the floor. We're talking today about how to get way ahead of this and prevent tantrums, stop them before they even start. So let's get into it. My name is Laura. I am a licensed speech therapist and a certified teacher with a private practice here in New York City. And I see parents of 1 to 6-year-olds in their homes and online through my Tantrums to Talking program. And this program is designed for parents and caregivers of 1 to 6-year-olds who are struggling with whining, not listening, tantrums, behaviors, difficulty with transitions, any of the above. And we are working on completely transforming your everyday to make it easier, lighter, not so exhausting, stress-free, so that your child is listening, following along, cooperating, problem solving with you rather than, working against you and making things harder. Okay. And this builds lifelong skills where we do it from a brain and body development perspective. And it is a game changer. I've seen so many amazing transformations. It's a 3-month program. From the beginning to the end, it's almost like you have a totally different kid. It's crazy. So my applications for that are linked below in the description. And let's get started talking about how to get ahead of tantrums and stop them before they start. Because once they've already started, it's almost like it's a snowball rolling down a hill, right? It's like gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger very quickly, and it's very hard to stop in its tracks. Okay. I really find that a preventative approach is much more effective than a reactive approach. Because when we're trying to react to the tantrum, we're trying to stop it. It's like that snowball rolling down the hill. It's just getting bigger and bigger really quickly. And it's like this wave is coming. You can see it coming. It's going to crash onto you. So I like to get ahead of the tantrums. And I see very little parenting advice about getting ahead of tantrums, which is why I wanted to create this episode and share it with you today. So, how do we get ahead of tantrums? It's a big question. I do this in my practice with little ones by first looking at what's happening in the body, because this is so often missed with tantrums and behaviors. Okay, so I used to do this too. I used to only focus on behavior and only focus on the tantrum that's happening. How do I stop this? How do I react to this? Do I ignore it? Do I give a consequence? How do I, what do I do with this behavior? But looking ahead, what was building up to that tantrum? What was going on inside their body that was building up to that tantrum? Okay. So I like to create a body system approach to prevent tantrums. I'm going to explain this. So in the morning, I like to target specific body systems that the child's body is craving. What do I mean by this? We all have different body systems within us, and they have fancy, like, scientific names, like the vestibular system, the proprioceptive system. But I'm going to break it down so you can understand the different body systems and what approach, like which one we need to target with your little one. So there is the vestibular system, which is like the balance swinging system. That's why kids love swinging so much, and it feels so relaxing and soothing to them. For this system, it's all about the balance. So you can have kids balance on one foot, balance on a balance beam, swing them in a blanket, swing them with your hands. The proprioceptive system is much more about like heavy input. So pushing something heavy, picking something heavy up, animal walking. And there's other systems in the body as well. But every child kind of like craves a different type of body input. And this is how I like to explain it. When we do this for 20 or so minutes in the morning, every morning, it's almost like when you go to the gym, okay? And you go to the gym before work or before your day, and afterwards you feel so much more lighter. You don't feel as reactive, you're not as snappy. It's like you feel calm and lighter and easier the rest of the day after you go to the gym in the morning, right? And it's the same thing for 1 to 6 year olds when we target the right body system for them in the morning. This prevents so many tantrums because it's like, think about it. Like when you have a good workout in the morning, it's like, oh, like I don't feel like I'm going to snap at someone at work or at home. Like I feel like I'm in my flow, I'm in my zone. And it's to an even greater degree for little ones, since little ones learn so much through their body, and the brain and body connection is so strong for 1 to 6 year olds. When they feel calm, when they feel regulated inside their body, because you're doing these body system approaches every morning and these like mini exercises every morning, it changes the game. I like to do this type of body system input in the mornings when they come home after school from like daycare or come home from the park or come home from school, because going into dinner time, that's very important for them to be calm and be able to sit through a 30-minute meal with a family. We want to set them up for that. And then some kids need it before bed. There's specific body input we can give them before bed to have them feel calm and settle. And I've worked with parents on this who say, I struggled so much getting him to sleep, and then we did your body system approach and now he falls asleep right away. And I'm like, yep, that is using a body input body system approach, and it is so effective. It helps with so many things. I'm obsessed with it. So I want to give you a real world example of using some preventative approaches, getting ahead of tantrums. And one area that I see come up a lot for parents is mealtime, dinner time. Parents say there's a lot of behaviors that come out around mealtime. Like they say, my child doesn't sit through the dinner with us, gets up, runs around, maybe throws food, doesn't listen, can't sit through the meal, doesn't eat certain foods, doesn't eat certain food groups, which is a really big red flag. If your child is just not eating like entire food groups, like not eating vegetables, not eating meats, not eating fruits, like just not touching one entire food group, that's not good. We need to address that. That's a whole nother like picky eating episode, but that was kind of a sidebar. So let's say there's just like a lot of behaviors around food, dinner, not sitting through the meal. Okay, I hear that. Instead of reacting to them in the moment during the meal, we want to get ahead of what are we doing before dinner to set them up for success. So let me give some examples here. So we want to organize their body, we want to organize the environment, we want to organize our words and our actions so everything's aligned. Your child is able to connect the dots, feel calm inside their body, and really thrive within the structure of mealtime. Okay. So before dinner, we want to use my body systems approach. So we want to figure out what is their body craving, what input, which body system is like looking for some body input. And we want to give them that input, whether it's bouncing on a peanut ball, rolling on a peanut ball, doing deep jumps, doing animal walks, doing wall pushes, doing swinging. I would really need to read the child to see what they need exactly, but these are just some examples that I'm giving. So their body is organized. They have that light, easy feeling. Like after we go to the gym, we feel so much better. We're in our flow, right? We feel happy. We have endorphins flowing. The child feels that to an even greater extent. So it's already setting them and you up for success for dinner time, because now they are available, their brain and body's available to settle and to sit for 30 minutes at the table with you for a meal, which you absolutely should be doing because mealtimes, dinner time as a family, is so important. It builds so many important long-term skills, um, like developmental skills, and we want to help them get there so they can sit through a meal with you together. Okay, so they've had this grounding input, their body feels much more settled. We want to set up the environment so that they are more successful to prevent these behaviors. So we want to maybe have a placemat where it's really clear where their cup goes, where their silverware goes, and where their plate goes. And we're going to be like, okay, match. And kids from a really young age can start to match, okay? Even toddlers can. So let's match it. Okay, let's find our fork, let's find our cup. And they're doing this with you, they're helping you. Toddlers love to help, older kids, 4, 5, 6, love to help. We want to use that. We want to have them be a part of this routine, not just like do what I say, okay? We want them to have the internal motivation to participate in this daily routine of dinner time, okay? So they find their cup. We're like, we want to use simple language, not just set the table. That might be too hard for them. We want to break it down. Where's cup? Where's fork? Where's plate? One by one. Okay, so where's cup? You look for cup together. They bring it over. Where's plate? And then eventually, when you do this several times, they're going to start to build independence and they're going to be able to set up their placemat independently without your help. Okay. And this is building skills. They know what to expect, they know what's expected of them. Maybe they help you um, set up dinner a little bit, like they help scoop the food onto their plate. Again, it's when toddlers and little ones 1 to 6 feel like they're helping, such a game changer. And this is what we want. We want them to want to help, we want them to want to participate. This is preventing behaviors because it's like now they're motivated, now they feel like they're a part of this, right? They're helping, they're doing this with you. And you can pretend something's hard for you to do, like you can't find a cup, you can't find their plate, or you need help with scooping or pouring or whatever it is. And they're gonna, every time I've done this, pretty much, unless there was something else going on, like the child has stepped up to the plate and helped me. Okay, like I said, they want to feel like they're contributing meaningfully. So let's set opportunities that lets them participate meaningfully, because then they're gonna be focused on that and not melting down with this big behavior. Okay, so now the routine was set up for them. We're using very simple, like 2 to 3 word phrases so that they can follow along. Obviously, if they're like 5, 6 years old, we can use a little bit longer phrases, but we want to be mindful that it's not too complicated for them because we want to feel like they can do it. Like this is something that they can do. Okay. There's so many more other things we can do, and obviously it takes me reading the child and the situation to understand if there are other behaviors going on. But even just doing these 3 things, setting up the body for success by doing this body input movement and targeting certain body systems. Number 2, setting up the environment for success, like we talked about with the placemats. Number 3, using very simple words and phrases that they can easily follow along with. Number 4, making them feel like they are a helper. They can cooperate and participate in this easy. This is something that they want to do, building that internal motivation to do. And this can be applied to other routines as well. I hear a lot of parents tell me that they struggle with the morning routine. And mornings can be tough because we're rushing, we're trying to get out the door. But I really tell parents, like, if we're rushing, we're not building skills. So if we can slow things down, if we can have them participate and feel like they're meaningfully contributing, you're going to see so much less behaviors. It's like amazing. Okay, so this is exactly what I teach in my Tantrums to Talking program. We break down exactly what you need to do to get your child to follow along, participate in everyday routines, listen, cooperate, and build these lifelong skills that compound and get better and better with age and consistency. And it's like so crazy. And they're building so many relationship skills, perspective taking skills, um, and their attention skills and cooperation skills. It starts to go off the charts because they're doing so well at home, and then they're able to apply this in other aspects of their life. So it's amazing. My application for that is linked below, and it's for parents or caregivers of a 1 to 6 year old. So comment below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. If you have any questions or other input, your thoughts on it, what you do at home that works, comment it below, and I'll see you in the next episode.